Welcome back to the Break the Cycle Podcast. We are fitted up today in our Burning Man fits. Today we are talking about the Burning Man. Danny and I went to Burning Man. I feel like it is a rite of passage for two co-founders to hit the Burning Man, especially if we're working in
this industry of
mental health / psychedelics.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So we sent it. First time camping. First time in the desert. So there's a lot to unpack. So this episode we're going to unpack Burning Man.
I'm so excited. I have so many questions. You've made me wait.
Yeah.
I feel like I was on edge all weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder what they're doing right now.
Yeah, we didn't want to talk about it until we sat here on the couches.
Yeah. I was trying to stalk your social media.
Yeah.
Trying to see if anybody's posting. It was just like very vague.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I feel like when we first went, I like got a wave of anxiety and I was like, what am I getting myself into?
Where did the anxiety come from?
It came from not knowing, type A personality.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need details and I need information.
Organization.
Like, yeah. And people are like, it's kind of like Coachella. And I'm like, no, it's not like Coachella because you could like drive to Walmart at Coachella or you could like get things that there's like stalls at Coachella. There's like no stalls at Burning Man.
There's no bathrooms?
No, they're bathrooms.
Porta potties.
Yeah.
There's some porta potties.
And then there's a bunch of RVs too, but you're not supposed to go to the bathrooms in the RVs.
Yeah, like one of the rules for us was like no shitting in the RV.
Yeah.
That's what they told you?
Yeah, because like think about it, it's 106 degrees over multiple days. It just will sit there
and faster. Yeah.
And then in a few days.
Fumes.
Yeah.
Well, some RVs have those toilets that like set your poop on fire.
Wow.
They do. I swear, it's like it's literally a toilet. You poop in a bag. It's a waste bag.
And it lights it on fire?
And it lights it on fire.
I feel like that would make it smell
worse. And then
worse.
in the end, at the bottom where the fire goes, like the dust and the ash, you pull it out. It's all just dust.
What?
Yes. Like, I would Google it right now.
I need an RV poopy.
Cremate the shit.
Yeah, our RV unfortunately didn't have a flamethrower for the poop.
Yeah.
But next year.
Yeah, now you know.
And Flamethron 3000.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the first thing that was most interesting about Burning Man was where did Burning Man start? You know?
Where did it start?
So I guess it started about like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
So that would be the 90s?
I think so. Don't quote me. 80s, 90s. But where it started was someone was going through a really hard breakup and they couldn't get over this person. So they were like, I'm going to drive out to the middle of the desert.
No way.
Light some shit on fire from
Actual
our relationship.
Shit?
No, not shit, but like the person's stuff.
Yeah.
Easily confused.
They didn't have the incinerator 3000 back then.
And light it on fire and let it go. And they went out with a few of their friends. The founder of Burning Man, he just actually passed away.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to that king. He burned his way through his life for sure. Middle of the desert, burning stuff up and then letting it go. And the whole concept behind Burning Man is they have the temple, it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And the temple is like this big area. We went there the first day. And basically, it's literally like a wooden temple. And people write stuff on like the walls on what they want to let go.
Yeah.
So a lot of like death, relationships, past versions of yourself.
Yeah.
And it's really symbolizing like a rebirth.
Okay.
So the idea of Burning Man is to literally burn stuff, parts of your life or individuals that you want to like release or let go of.
Right.
In a very cathartic setting. So the first day that we got there, we went to the temple, and there's a good amount of writing everywhere, and it was interesting to see. But then we went the last day, and the energy just shifted. There was like a small commune singing like Hale Hale Krishna. There was like a lot of people from Palestine or had Palestine flags that were basically like releasing that energy. People that were just like in hysterics, kind of working through like probably the loss of loved ones and grief.
I'm trying to envision this and like for our viewers, like, are we talking like Pentecostal, like church vibes where people are like holy rollers, like rolling all around the ground? Or are we like
it's more of like an intricate gazebo. Like an outdoor, like...
But I mean the people, the energy of the people.
A bunch of just like very unique people. Like I feel like the thing about Burning Man was there's people who are like fucking 65, 70, and there was children riding around in little bikes.
It's the biggest age range of a festival.
Kumbaya.
For sure.
Kumbaya.
Okay.
But then there was people that were like kind of like dressed up like us that were like definitely from LA, just like trying to fuck around. And then there were people definitely from like the Nevada desert that like go every year and have been going.
And
for,
it's like a ritual
years.
for them. And like I've read, so I remember last year for the Burning Man and the whole storm happened and it flooded and it was all over social media. So I was like, oh, I want to learn more about Burning Man. And I guess people like donate their time throughout the year to prepare for the actual, they like take care of the land, they pick up the trash, they'll stay after the actual event and clean up. And it's like almost like volunteer work, but it's for the purpose to keep Burning Man going.
Yeah.
There's like a whole community.
They call it mooping, actually. Matter out of place.
Yes.
It's a very common term there.
Yeah.
And you're like constantly mooping, which pretty much means just cleaning up.
Don't leave your
camp.
moop.
Yeah. You fucking mooper.
Yeah. And then I think all of like the art installations and whatnot, I'm sure there's some cash exchange, but a lot of them are just like pro bono people contributing to like the art
there's
carts and
no
stuff.
cash.
That's always my next
At the
question.
festival, there's no cash, but I'm saying like to prepare it and whatnot.
Totally.
Like a lot of it's just pro
But it
bono.
was all bartering. Like
You're bartering like, here's a safety pin, give me a chocolate candy.
It was like we got like a grilled cheese and we're like, here's a bandana. But it's not expected that you have to give something in return. It's not like, what do you have to offer? But like they're providing for the community.
Yeah, so all the food is free there, which is crazy. But the thing is, you have to go to the food truck at the right time.
I see why it's such like a community ritualistic, like big sacred event, because it's not like Coachella where it's like $28 for a small lemonade. This is like a whole system that's in place, like a family.
Yeah.
Right. And
like a family reunion every year.
And that's like, everyone was like, it's going to be hard to readjust to normal life. And I was like, I did just fine hopping back in that shower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the thing that was like could be difficult for people is like how nice people are. Like that was something that I definitely realized, like walking by someone like just at the gym or the grocery store being like, hey,
sense of community.
yeah, versus like they're like, hi,
Hey, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like kumbaya.
Yeah.
So it's just a different
And
feel.
it's not fake. It's not like LA fake where it's like, hey, it's legit, like, come here, let me wrap my arm around you.
Yeah, we're like stranded in the middle of the desert. Like if you need someone to help you, I'm here.
We're in it.
I can imagine like people just tripping and like somebody needs help and some people will be like, you okay?
Yeah.
Like just walking up to you, like babysitting. I can imagine this probably happened to you too this weekend.
We were at Diplo.
Yeah.
And
What is Diplo?
Diplo's a DJ.
Okay, see, I'm not.
You
like,
don't know Diplo?
No, I don't know Diplo.
You would
Really?
recognize his music. For
You
sure.
would definitely recognize his music.
Can you like sing it to
Like,
us?
The one with Justin Bieber is really big. Or
Like, where are you?
Yeah, where
Okay.
are you now? That
That's
I
the
need
only
you?
thing. Yeah. Okay.
You know?
That type of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little.
Yeah.
So we were at the set and we were like, it was super dark, super late. So I was kind of like fumbling around and I like hit this guy by accident.
You hit him?
Not like physically hit him, but bumped into him.
Yeah.
And he kind of like gave me like a aggressive look, and I was like,
"Whoa, brother!"
Yeah, whoa, brother. And I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry, didn't mean it." And then I just kept walking, and like a normal interaction, we would just kept walking.
Yeah.
And the guy like did a full sprint up next to me, and he was like, "Hey, man, can you sign my jersey?" And I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "Thank you so much." It's almost like his like initial reaction was like judgment of like what you would normally
Fight
do.
or flight. Yeah, like fighting.
And then he came in, he like realized that, and he like recognized that, and he was like, "Oh, I want to send love."
I thought it was that he thought Elijah was just Ed Sheeran, and he was like trying to get a signature.
It could have been that too.
Easily, definitely. I would have been like, "You recognize me from the podcast."
You seen episode 2?
Yeah, that's what my thought. But I was like, "Oh my god, somebody recognized you." But okay, so like it's like catching the thought basically, and like fight, like doing something different, getting out of yourself and doing something different,
and just trying to like send love.
And that's like the whole theme of Burning Man is to like disseminate judgment and show up as authentically as possible. So you're constantly trying to catch yourself like judging others because there's some crazy shit there. People are just
Crazy
out,
shit
dicks
there.
I
out.
was about to say, are people naked,
Yeah.
authentic?
And it was like it was like the second day, and it was like one of our friends' bikes broke, so it was like bike shop, and then there's a
No
really
way.
sick piano bar, and Danny cooked at the piano bar. I wanted you to tell that story. And then next to the piano bar, it's like 400 gay guys, Charlie XCX, cocks out.
It's
No.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, how
With
big?
like kids walking by, like, and then like near the porta potties.
Kids were walking by.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I bet those kids' parents are cool as fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're probably like, all right, Timmy, you're gonna see some cocks, but it's gonna be okay. Let's talk about the birds and the bees now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Here's
and
the human anatomy.
You know, they're probably so open. And these kids are like our future. So think about that. All this accepting stuff. Like, just saying. So what happened at the piano bar?
Piano bar. Oh, were you
playing piano?
Yeah. So
you know how to play piano?
I do.
He was
like
cooking
Mozart?
hard.
Brazilian jazz mostly on the piano.
It's a very unique.
Yeah. Well, my
subset.
parents are Brazilian, so my dad would always play by ear, and then when I was like
Your
10,
dad can play by ear?
Yeah. He can play like any
That's
song.
a huge
You could whistle
talent.
it to him and he'll play it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, I was just chefing up on some jazz music there, and then this girl grabbed a guitar, and then this guy jumped on the drums, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're playing Where Is My Mind by the Pixies while we're at fucking Burning Man. And it was great.
You're my wonder. Wow.
He's on keys, the girl's on guitar, the other guy's on drums.
You just became a band.
Yeah.
Immediately. Did you get all their information?
Band.
I've been like, we should do this every Sunday, guys.
I mean, we were just trying to get through the one song, so, you know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It was fun, though.
A lot of those types of interactions that were just very, like, spur of the moment. Like,
yeah.
whoa.
I had like I understood, I think, with what I watched last year of kind of like how the community is, but I didn't realize how it's like every interaction is like this.
So positive and loving.
There's a bike shop to like repair bikes. I had no idea it was like this big.
It's a full community. I think there's like 80,000 plus people that go.
And people bring like their art installations, obviously. I've seen a lot of that. Do they sell them?
No type of commerce. Like, we brought bandanas, and the bandanas had a QR code because we wanted to like stay connected. And they were like, "Is this commerce?" And we're like, "No, this is a way to stay connected."
They consider like commerce and monetization essentially like moop, you know, like it's out of place.
So how would it be commerce though with a QR code?
Sort of like connection to the outside world essentially.
Yeah, or it's like branded. They like want no type of merchandise or branding. Like, nothing was branded there. It was really funny. They had like a bunch of like play on like brands. Like they like Nikki Beach is like a really popular beach club in Europe and elsewhere in the world, and they had like Mickey Beach, or they had just like one was Tiffany and Co, but it was like a play on Tiffany and Co. It was like Biffany and Co or something like that.
Wow.
There was so many juxtapositions. Like there would be like stop signs that were green, you know, like shit like that everywhere.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
Yeah, they're trying to like fuck up the patterns in your head, but I think it goes back to this theme of like disseminating the judgment and just like watching the like automatic.
Everyday world is like not there.
Yes,
Yeah.
And I feel like I had a really
Alice in Wonderland type stuff.
Alice in Wonderland for sure. I had like a really big healing moment there as well. We were like, it was like the last night, and we were all like riding bikes. You like bike everywhere, so you feel like you're an adult kid, and you're wearing like costumes. Like when do you ever wear this? Like the 31st of October, maybe like the 29th, 30th, but like never, you know, wearing costumes. And you're riding around in bikes with like your friends who are all adults, and it was just like growing up as a kid, like I never had a solid like friend group as a kid, like, or I never like rode bikes in my community, you know, or like my neighborhood. So it was like me riding bikes with like my friends, and then we stopped and there was a silent disco with a trampoline. So we like threw on the silent the headphones, and we were jumping on the trampoline, just like laughing our asses off.
That's so amazing.
And it was just like, I felt like a kid, like an actual child, like childlike wonder was that moment.
Maybe I would like it more than I thought I would. Yeah, because I was like, ugh.
Same. That's how I was like really afraid.
Yeah.
And I was asking people, I was like, you know, what is Burning Man like? They're like, it's the best thing ever, and it's gonna really burn. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Like the sun, like sunburn?
Like burn as in be hard, like be difficult.
Because you've got to get out of yourself.
Out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
But people weren't like describing it, I feel like, properly. It's like a creative art convention in the middle of the desert where you could be like a kid again.
Yeah.
Or if you're like a CPA or like a C-suite individual, CEO, you could just like rip off all your clothes and go nude for 10 days.
Yeah.
You know, and just kind of let your freak flag fly and meet people in a very natural and organic way. And I don't think that you could do that / you find that places like now much.
Yeah. Afterwards, do you think that hesitancy or reluctance that you had initially was justified, that your fears were valid, or do you think that they were just an illusion?
I think that, I guess part and part, like there's definitely like, I'm like, what is this experience actually going to entail? That's like my big thing with any type of expectation. But I think it also taught me, like, you don't need to have expectations. You could just go open-minded.
A mantra that I would use is like, no expectations, just high vibrations, you know? Because it's like, you really don't know what to expect. You're going into the void. And I think there was some hesitancy initially. And
you guys were like back and forth on the fence about going originally.
Yeah, exactly. So like to start it off, we were supposed to go with 4 friends, right? And we had all gone to Coachella a couple years back. So it was a good crew and we had a really good time at Coachella. And then one of them dropped out. And so then it's just me, Elijah, and our friend Yajur, who lives in Spain. And we're like, we already have the RV booked. We have the tickets already. But there's kind of this underlying hesitancy or just uncertainty about what's going to ensue.
And we had like no fits. We had like no like materials.
This is like a week prior to, right?
Yeah.
And
literally
then
like 6
Yajur
days
is like,
before.
yo, let's just call this off.
Yeah, he did. He was like, let's call it off.
And we're
No
like,
way.
he's just like, the energy's, you know,
off.
we're just, there's a lot of hesitancy. I'm just not really feeling the vibe. Kayla dropped out, etc.
And I was on the fence too. Like, I feel like I'm usually the conductor with these types of things. Like, let's go, let's do this.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what to expect, and work was so busy. And I was just thinking, like, God damn, like, if I go out into the desert and like go party for fucking multiple days, I'm gonna come back and I'm just gonna be exhausted. I'm gonna be dead, you know. So the idea was wicked daunting. But then I hopped in the shower and I had like a full realization, like, God forbid someone dies and we don't have this next year. Like, I try to live without regret.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to.
Totally.
Send it.
I think I would just be like, if you didn't have like fits and everything like prepared, I definitely would have been like so anxious, like what's going to happen next? Like, I need an itinerary, you know, like where are we staying? Is there a hotel room? Are there bathrooms? Like, I need to know everything, you know, like that uncertainty that some people can like just on the fly totally get it. Like, because I've been in so many situations where I've been like, let's just do it. And then it's caused like severe PTSD, you know, where I'm like, it's like self-induced trauma because I was just like, let's just do it, you know? So now I totally get it. Like, RV, got to have it done. Like, what can and not do in the RV? Like, where am I going to go pee and poo-poo? You know, like all these different things that are important to everyday life. Like, am I going to be able to wash my face?
Yep.
Is there going to be sand in my ass crack all weekend? You know, like serious things.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have that organized, I'm so glad you guys went though.
Yeah, I'm so glad we sent it as well.
I had been camping since I was like a little kid, like 100 times. So I was like, let's go if we're gonna go. You know, I was pretty neutral.
I've never camped in my life.
Yeah, Elijah never even slept outside of his a house
I've never
before.
been in an RV before.
Oh my God. So I'm from Indiana, and that's like a common thing to do is like, let's go camping, you know, like whatever.
Post up a
let's go fish. But camping is different than Burning Man, I think, because you can like easily be like, leave the campsite. I'm going to go to Walmart, you know?
That's how I felt about same thing about Coachella. It's like, God forbid shit goes awry. You had a 30-minute drive to like a Target.
Civilization.
Right.
I mean, it's probably like an hour or two, you know?
2.5 hours.
But you still got to leave the
Reno,
playa.
But you know, to a gas station or something.
And the cars, you have to park the RV, right?
Park the RV.
Yeah.
We've never driven an RV before.
Yeah. So Elijah comes around. He's like, all right, let's send it. And then we collect the fits within, you know, the weekend. We get everything ready.
5
we
days.
make a huge Amazon order for all this camping shit. Half of it gets delivered. We go buy new electric bikes because we need bikes. And we're like, let's
you
go
got
to
electric bikes?
Yeah.
Bikes.
We went to Costco as well.
So Elijah and I, we buy electric bikes, and then our buddy Yajur just rents one because he lives in Spain. And then
so now
go to
you
Costco.
own bikes.
Yeah, we're new bike owners.
Yeah.
I love that.
They're in the office if you want to take a spin.
Absolutely. I love biking.
Yeah, you should see Elijah's. It's like a big berth. The tires are like this thick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we call
the
her
best.
Big Mama.
You can take that on the street too.
Oh, absolutely. It goes up
I'd
to
be
like
everywhere.
It's like 20 miles an hour. It's like a little motorcycle.
I would be like a mall cop. I'd be riding that thing everywhere.
Yeah, Paul Blart style.
Yeah.
Pull up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Citation.
No car needed. I need that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we get the bikes. We get the Costco order, the Amazon. The RV comes to LA. We load everything up.
Where did the RV come from?
From San Diego.
So yeah,
Oceanside.
basically, our friend set it up where instead of us driving the RV, because it's 13 hours away, someone drove the RV to Reno, and then we fly to Reno, pick up the RV at the Walmart, and then drive the rest of the way into the desert, which is like 2.5 hours.
So you guys took a flight?
Took a flight.
So the RV came here. We loaded everything up, the bikes, the
like
Costco.
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. The guy drives to Reno. We meet him in Reno that afternoon. Mind you, our buddy Yajur forgets his hat, which is like a really dope hat, right?
A hat.
A hat. Like
But also
it's like a
something under
$500
the
hat. It's like a really nice hat.
Where
right?
did he forget it?
At TSA.
TSA.
He leaves it at TSA.
That and his passport.
Yeah.
I can see why you're so the way.
That's
you
what I was honestly also really reluctant. I love Danny. I love Yajur. Best friends. It's aloof 1 and aloof 2 at times.
Yeah, thing
They
1
are
and thing
just
2.
floaty boys. And they are like, go with the wind type. So that is fantastic because I'm not like that. So it's a really good like, yin and yang. But it was 2 aloofers and I needed
If we're aloof, you're like the Hitler.
Okay. I'll take it.
No, it's not that. I
will, like, sign me up.
I don't even think it's that. I think men, this is just common and I'm not sexist or anything. They need a woman to be like, all right, like, let's go get groceries.
Yeah, Elijah's
We
good
have
about
no
bringing
food,
that energy because
Yeah.
I think
Even like
it's more of like a feminine
We
energy.
were in the RV and they're just like trashing stuff. I'm like, guys, like in the trash can.
Clean it.
Just-
Let's get the broom.
Yeah, literally, I'm like collecting cans, collecting wrappers, and I'm like, how hard is it just to put it in the trash?
I've been to so many like boys, I call them boys, like houses, and I'm like, why is this like under like I couldn't even imagine what the
Yeah.
RV was like.
Yeah, the RV was the boxes were unpacked. Everything was still in there.
Oh, God.
It was crazy.
That would have drove me nuts.
Anxiety. But it was like one of those things where I was like, just
Let it burn,
go with
man.
the flow.
Let it burn.
Yeah, literally, let it burn.
Get this
Yeah.
moop out of here.
Yeah. I was like, you fucking moopers. Continue. So we roll up to Reno.
Yeah, we pick up the RV. We set up the Starlink, so we actually had internet, which
Shout
was
out
cool.
to Elon.
Yeah,
shout out to Elon's
Elon.
right. That is a crazy concept.
Yeah, so
To be in the middle of the desert and have like full blown Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like I was in the Egyptian sheets in the cotton and I needed a refresh and I was tiki talking just for
Yeah.
20 minutes. Just like, let me come back.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
you essentially you just buy this, 2x3
Yeah.
like dish, and you can put it anywhere in the
Anywhere.
world, and you get internet.
I went on a deep dive on the Starlink because
So sick.
just a side topic. Some guy is traveling in a boat by
Yeah.
himself, or like, have you seen him on TikTok? And he has a Starlink, and he's able to like upload
Post,
TikToks on his
yeah.
in his journey, and he's like out there just fishing, eating fish from like Maui, from like was it Maui?
I can't remember.
I don't know the name
I
of the
think he
fish.
was like transferring an entire ocean, right? Like the Atlantic.
He
or
literally
something.
is traveling the entire
Wow.
ocean, and he's just out there by himself in a little sailboat, and he's documenting it. And then I was like, how is he getting service? Like, this man must have like the iPhone 6000. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on?
It's giving 20.
And it was like Starlink, and I'm like, what the heck is Starlink?
Yeah.
And I guess he put all these satellites up.
Yeah.
He shoots them off. One of our friends works for,
Aerospace.
yeah, and basically he's shooting those
Just like,
satellites off like quite often.
boop. Yeah, I heard that it's like contaminating the sky
Yeah.
or like atmosphere.
I mean, I don't know like the repercussions, but honestly, being in the desert.
Oh no, I looked into it. I had to, because I was like, why are there so many satellites up there?
Detective
And I guess it's
pilot.
like getting crazy.
Yeah, the space traffic is
Yeah, the
getting really
space
intense,
traffic.
where they can like collide and shit.
like we're not gonna be able to leave Earth one day. Like, it's gonna be so
I
crowded.
think I'm cool here, honestly.
I am
I'm
too.
Cool with 2
yeah,
feet
I
on
have
the
no.
ground.
Just
intention. I
imagine
mean, just go to Burning Man and you're in
Burning
another
Man. Yeah,
world.
it's like Mars. You know?
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, we have the fits for it, so we'll be ready
Yeah,
to go.
absolutely.
So we landed in Reno.
Mhm.
We grab the
the
RV at
Starlink.
the Starlink. We go to Walmart. I am extremely fearful that we're going to run out of water and gas. That's where my head goes.
So this man buys like 30 gallons of water.
30 gallons
Okay.
30 gallons.
to shower with or to drink?
To drink. They said, listen, they said
Who is they?
1.5 gallons
Who is
per
they?
person per day. Burning Man. The actual man comes down. He's like 1.5 per person per day.
What man is this?
Like they're like rule book. Basically.
So there's 3 of
Okay.
us. We do the math. 4.5 a day. Call it 5 over 5 days. 25, 30 to be safe. So we have 30 gallons of
water.
plastic
And I'm
in
a
plastic
I'm a
in
camel.
the hot RV on the outside in the cabinets on the
That's
outside
the
of the
water.
RV.
So
That's the water.
we're stocked up on water.
And then before we leave LA to go to Reno, Elijah goes and gets gas, and we buy this big container of gas, 10
14
gallons,
gallons.
14 gallons. And
He knows the number.
instead of filling it up with the gas that the RV takes, which is just normal unleaded, he fills it up with diesel.
Why?
I assumed.
You assumed it was a diesel
I assumed it was. I mean, like, why would a fat ass RV run on gas?
because
That looks like
it's
a diesel
cheaper,
vehicle.
you know, like it's
No,
it was a valid mistake. I mean, you could see where.
So
Yeah.
did you barter the diesel?
We
tried.
were going to.
But
That's
it
smart.
ended up just sitting there. And
So
then
the
we're like,
diesel's in
okay,
there.
so we need more gas now that we don't have this diesel.
Because I'm thinking
And
like,
diesel's so expensive.
And the RV has like, probably a 50-gallon gas tank.
but I'm thinking one of two things. One is the AC. So we get the RV here in LA, and both of the boys are sleeping. Of course, they're missing the load up. I'm here first, waiting for the guy. I'm getting him in.
In your little backpack.
Literally, like a fucking Boy Scout, like 4:30. Welcome on. And he's like, okay, so I just want to let you know, for every hour that you run the AC, it's going to be like 2 gallons of gas.
No way.
And I'm thinking, I'm like calculating, I'm like the little meme where you're doing on the numbers. And we run hot. We need it to be ice cold. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're going to be stuck in the middle of the desert, no AC,
No gas.
and we're not going to be able to leave.
Yeah.
And we're just going to be stuck in the commune. So I was like, absolutely not. I grabbed the diesel thinking that I'm going to be like preparing. It's diesel. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, guys, we need 30 gallons of gas as backup.
Right
so
now.
once we get to Reno, we buy like 30 gallons of gas
We roll
containers.
to the Walmart. Now, mind you, the Walmart is empty. Like, it is emptied out because all of the
Burning
burners
Man's.
go through Walmart.
Yeah.
So it is like fucking chaos. It is literally like the Halloween store the day before Halloween.
Wow.
So we go in and we like are searching for these gases or just these like holders, to hold the actual gas.
Yeah.
And we walk up and we see this woman, and I'm like, personality privilege. I'm like, let's find someone and hopefully they could get some back stock because it looks like the shelves are completely empty. So I'm like, Michelle, we need like holsters for gas. She's like, everything's sold out. And I was like, but we need them.
Yeah.
She's like, I have an idea. Let's go to the gardening section.
Genius.
So we are rolling through the super Walmart, and I am just chasing this woman with my cart, and I'm like, God, please, please, please. We're looking around. We get to the garden section. It's completely empty. And then Yajur is like 6 foot fucking tall, and he looks up and he's like, reaches up and he finds like 5 of these. And I was like, thank the Lord.
That is like meant to be.
Meant to be. We, of course, grab all of them. Load
like
up the cart.
$100 just of gas containers.
Just gas containers, not filled.
How
Yeah.
expensive were they?
I don't know.
$20 per container.
They marked them up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we load up the cart with these containers, and I'm feeling like we're gonna have AC for a few days.
Yeah.
Feeling good. So we roll to the gas station. We fill all of them up. We've set up the Starlink, so we're like locked in, and we're ready to go to Burning Man. Hoorah! The sun's about to set. We pull up, and I'm like, we can't shit in the RV, so I'm like, pull by the Target really fast. We pull out, drop my dues. I see Starbucks, and I'm like, this is my last Starbucks. I grab a
Better
Starbucks.
get one.
I grab a grilled cheese because I know I'm not going to be in for a while.
Yeah.
And then I just dip out. And
You
it's
guys
like,
didn't bring any food?
No, we ordered a bunch of food from Costco. We'll get into that once we get to the festival.
Okay.
So we hop into the RV, and we're off.
Yeah.
Okay. We get there. We're waiting outside for like 45 minutes, which is actually not too long. It's usually like 9 hours. People say you wait just to literally get in the door.
Mm-hmm.
We get in the door, and
It
then
took like an hour or two for sure. It took longer than expected.
Just sitting in traffic.
Yeah,
sitting in
just,
traffic.
yeah,
Just
bumper
getting
to
up to the-
bumper.
Letting that
cones.
gas just
yeah,
dissipate.
AC.
Yeah.
Me tweaking. But so then it's really interesting because the map is set up almost like think Katniss Everdeen, the 75th quarter quell, where it's like the clock, right? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Like
6,
the
7, 8,
districts.
9. No, like the clock. Like I don't know if you remember the second one where it's like each section is an hour and it like spins. If you know, you know. Anyways, the map is set up like a clock. So it's 12 o'clock center.
Oh,
and
I
then
think I've seen a picture of it.
each like hour is basically a subsection.
And they're
then
like, oh,
the
I'm at 6 o'clock.
the streets,
Yeah.
in the middle.
6 o'clock's, yeah, right down the middle.
Yeah.
And then the
So they-
streets run like 5:45, 5:30, 5:15, and then it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H,
all the way to
back.
K.
So on the left-hand side, they say it's going to be more desert or more dust, but bigger party on the left-hand side.
From 1 through 6.
No, from 2 through, no, from 10 through 6.
You guys
That's,
got
like, the
it
left
down
side.
now.
So
6 through midnight, yeah.
Yeah, 6 a minute. Because they, like, 11 and 1 are not locations that you could go. So it goes from 2 to 10, if that
Why?
makes sense.
It's
I
like
have no
the
idea.
38th parallel?
Something like that. Some type of burning.
That's
man,
just the
something.
playa out there.
Yeah,
the
it's just
burn.
the deep dust.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, to the left, more party, but more dust.
Mm-hmm.
And Yajur's like, let's go to the party. And I'm thinking, dust. And I'm like, let's go to the right. The right is more quiet. and less
Where you can
dust.
sleep.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, let's camp out where there's like not crazy music so we could sleep and then go to the party. We have like electric bikes that we just spent a fucking fortune on. We have more than enough gas to get over there. So like we'll be fine.
Why not go in the middle?
Yeah, so
we ended up going to 4:30, so like 4:45.
which was perfect. It ended up working out.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, so we were on K too. So we're on the furthest back
All the way
street on the right. It was super quiet, super quaint. Our neighbors were like older gentlemen, and they were really nice. They
Been
helped
there
us
for
out.
15 years.
Yeah,
Oh, they help you guys out.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
because
really nice.
we didn't set up the Starlink correctly, so we needed Wi-Fi to set it up, and so they gave us their Wi-Fi for a little bit. They gave us some
And
margaritas.
the Playa will provide.
The Playa,
Playa
did
did provide for us for
a few
sure.
times, yeah.
So we get off the RV, we get settled in, we go to bed that night. We ended up taking a lap. Like we didn't, we were sober. Just like let's go get a feel for the terrain.
Check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was gin drunk for sure though, because I was like,
yeah. Elijah
I
was
had some
sipping
alcohol.
for a little bit. I had like a drink or two, but it was just like let's just understand our surroundings and
I was still a little bit like,
see what's going on here.
I would have loved to see what you guys are both like intoxicated. I would pay
I feel like
money.
because I was thinking, I was like, what type of altered state of consciousness do I want to go in day one? Because whenever I'm thinking about my altered states of consciousness, everything that we do, obviously, we have to like be mindful of this. And I'm like, the first night, I want to be
Tipsy.
warm. I want to be lukewarm. Because my drunk, I'm like a promoter. I am like a happy. I'm like want to talk to everybody. I want to bring people together. I want to tell kooky stories. So I was like, this is the altered state of consciousness for me. So we filled up the cup.
Yeah,
And we're off.
So the thing is, we fill up the cup. We get the bikes off the rack to go skirt them around. And Yajir's bike that he just spent $750 on to rent, mind you.
Just to rent.
I bought mine for $750. So he rents his for $750
Why wouldn't he just buy it?
because it's hard to find them. He takes the bike off the rack and goes to accelerate it, and it won't accelerate. It won't accelerate, and then we're like, okay, so something's wrong with this. Like we tried to fix it for like half an
Did
hour.
he test it before he bought it?
Yeah, it was
worked.
working. It was working. It's like being on the RV or something. One of
Probably
the
just
wires
felt-
came
yeah.
out or something.
Yeah.
But he didn't have the key to the battery to be able to readjust it. So his bike is just fried
Not working.
Damn.
the entire trip. Doesn't start.
Can you ride those things without the motor?
Yeah, you can. So he was trying to pedal.
But it's really, really hard because it's much heavier,
And
right?
it's super like it's not level plains. It's like really dusty, so you're like
Yeah.
up and down and up and down.
Yeah.
Like it's hard terrain. It's not
And
Like
it's
mountain
a
biking.
yeah, it's not a street.
It's not meant to be like pedaled exclusively the electric bike. It's way heavier too. So it's
Damn.
like he's lagging way behind us,
and we're there, it's like
Yeah. I would have
Yeah.
put him on the back and been like, let's go, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's what
what
we
we
ended up doing.
Okay, good.
But so it starts out, his bike doesn't work. We take a lap. What did we end up doing the first night? Did we run into anything crazy?
No, I don't think so.
I think we just took a lap, right? Like we went to the playa. We climbed this big wooden
Yeah.
structure, and
A lot
we,
of crazy
we
art
met
that
this
you
chick
could
from
climb.
Utah. What else did we do?
We just kind of really spun around. We
Yeah,
kinda
just
were
looked at the
getting
art
lay of the
exhibit. So on the playa, there's like all these installations, like
Really big,
crazy
beautiful
stuff
art.
made out
Yeah.
of metal and wood, like huge structures.
A lot of
and-
creativity there.
A lot
Yeah.
of creativity. I feel like it's like the best way to
Artists.
describe it's like creative convention.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to describe it.
Yeah.
So that's night one. We go back and then I'm kind of like hungry, right?
Uh-huh.
And at this point, we realize that we only have cans of chicken noodle soup. We have very little actual food.
We have a bunch of RX bars, chicken noodle
popcorn.
soup, popcorn, canned tuna, mayonnaise, fruit.
That's it.
That's it.
So the Costco order, for some reason, we ordered a bunch of other stuff. It like just didn't come, and we didn't realize this because we were just like loading up the vehicle. It was like last minute. So we realized with the
We don't have any
Cans.
pots and pans either.
for
So you
the
guys eating out of
soup,
the scans.
yeah, we couldn't warm it up.
That is
There's no way
so
to warm
Bernie
it up,
Man.
so we
So
literally
we're
have to
Googling-
microwave fucking cans of chicken noodle soup.
Actual aluminum, and I'm like,
That's like
are we gonna get
cancer.
aluminum poisoning?
Yeah.
And then like by day 3, I'm like, give me the poison. You
Yeah.
know, like
We did
give
have
us
packets
something
of
to eat.
rice too, the ready
Packets
rice.
Could have just
rice.
put it out in the sun. Let it heat up.
No, that's a good idea.
Use
Yeah.
a
This
is why we
magnifying glass.
needed
You
a
gotta
woman's
think.
touch.
I'm telling you, you need a woman there. I'd be like, guys, just give me the cans. You know what I mean? Would have sat on them like nest them like eggs.
I'm like, Kyla, I need to warm up the soup. You're like, don't
All
worry.
right. Put it between the tits. It's
Yeah.
fine. Let me walk around for a couple
I'll give
hours.
you 15 minutes. It'll be boiling, baby.
They will be hot and ready, hot to go.
Oh my God, we wish we had you there.
I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I would have love to go if I would have like had some like preparedness, like because the heat and I just don't get along. I mean, I would have been mad. I would have done my makeup and like been sweating. I would have been
and you did like that. You're sweating throughout the whole thing. Like a friend told us to bring dude wipes, which was the best idea. They were individual packets of like wipes, and those were our best friends. I mean, we were wiping our bodies, wiping our hands, wiping our faces.
Yeah, dust gets everywhere.
It's
insane.
Everywhere.
But like, I also, we taped up the RV too because the dust would get inside the RV.
I saw a lot of read about that. Yeah, like the dust that comes in. I think it would have allowed me though to been just like in a fuck it mode, like I'm just gonna be like,
that's how you get to a point where there was a tipping point where I was just like fuck it,
I don't give a shit.
Even just like the dust everywhere, I was like, guys, like take off the shoes.
As long as it's not my eyes, you know what I mean, as long as it's not my contacts. I would have gotten to a point where I'd been like fuck it, I'm in a bra, you know what I mean? Like I would have gotten to that
and that's
point.
when you kind of get to that point, and it's kind of like liberating.
It breaks you down a little bit.
It does.
I think that's the goal.
Yeah, okay, which it did. So then day 2 rolls around and we go out.
You guys are hungry at this point.
We're hungry.
I mean, we've had the fruit too.
Yeah, we're kind of like running out of resources.
Should have got some Ozempic.
Day 1. I know we should have. We should have just zumped it up for the fucking week.
Yeah.
And then we're like actually pretty hungry. So we're driving around. This is like a little bit later, and we end up finding like a diner. And it's like a full-blown diner with like music, tables, waitress, and you roll up and they were serving
hash browns.
So you rolled up and they were like, do you want jalapenos on your hash browns? Do you want cheese? Do you want cheddar? And they literally were cooking up hash browns in the middle of the desert.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool that they just do it for free.
It was all for free?
Yeah, so they hand it to you. They don't give you any utensils because there's no moop. So you literally just have like the container they hand it to you in. And then we ripped up the container and used that as a spoon.
Like scooped it, basically.
Yeah.
It's a good idea on Elijah's part. And then we ate those hash browns and they really revived us, I feel like.
Yeah, they really did. They brought us to life.
We
were like, oh, could we throw these out? And they were like, the moop stays with you. And we were like, okay.
No way. Yeah. The moop stays with you.
Yeah.
So what do you do with the moop?
I mean, we had trash, like, pails back at the RV.
So you have to take it with you.
So you take it with you. And what was good is like my bike had a bag on it, and that was like my satchel. I mean, we stuffed everything in there. So we would just like pop the moop in there, pop like the dude wipes that we finished back in there.
I would have like a little trash bag to like bring with me.
Yeah, that bag totally saved us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
the moop stays with you.
The moop stays with you. Day 2 was really good. That was Diplo as well.
Yeah.
Diplo was at night, and that was like the best set I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Really?
There was also next to the diner, there was this
ski
resort, and it was just like a huge hill they had constructed.
Like sand dunes?
No,
like you know those like indoor skiing resorts. It's not actual snow.
It's kind of like think about like if you're at the carnival and you're going down a slide.
Yeah.
That, but like they actually had skis and snowboards that you could go like vertically down.
Would it have fake snow?
No, it was like plastic. It was like pretty crazy.
Like fake ice?
Fake ice almost.
Yeah.
Like, you know, ice skating rinks, how they have like fake ice?
Not like
plastic?
that. It was literally kind of like a slide, but it was like just painted like snow. But people were literally skiing down. And I was like, bro, someone's going to break an ankle for sure.
It was probably like, I don't know,
it was
40
steep.
feet.
40 feet up steep. And they were like, oh, we don't have any like snowboards available right now. Do you guys just want to like sled down? So we just like took the sleds and like we sled down. Danny took like the little like trash can lid, the circular one.
Oh yeah.
And he went down fucking fast and he flipped over. It was so fun. And then I went down with my little like
I would have been
Christmas
so worried.
sled.
I mean, like someone's gonna break a leg, someone's gonna like head decapitate it. You know,
that's what I was worried about.
I can't imagine. There's probably so many people that get injured there.
Yeah, I was worried about someone getting hurt. Like that was my biggest worry. That was like, oh God, if something.
Did you bring like a first aid kit?
Yeah, that was on the list.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
We had the first aid kit. We didn't use it though.
Good.
And then later at night it was Diplo. And Diplo was like the best thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah, the venue was crazy. It was like, I don't know if you know what a circle set is, but it's just like a really intimate sort of beautiful scenery. Like it's like on the edge of the playa, so it's at like 9:30 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just the silhouette of the mountains in the background, and there's this huge cloud that's on like 4 stilts, and it's just a big cloud,
fluffy cotton balls.
Yeah,
and colorful. Like it's
like
literally
glowing.
lighting up.
And
like
you can
yellow,
climb a
pink,
ladder to
blue.
the top of the cloud as well.
No way.
Yeah. So then Diplo's under that cloud, just playing the grooviest like Afro house music.
Do you have pictures and stuff of this?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We have
So
a bunch
dope.
of videos. And then we were there. It was so fun. I mean, the people are so you have like these crazy Russian influencers next to like these people that literally look like they're like kind of homeless, but obviously they're not. And
Yeah.
like just the diversity of individuals and like the fits, and you're looking around and you're like, where am I?
Right.
Like, what the hell is this? I'm in the middle of the desert under this light up cloud, and Diplo's playing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking to my left and seeing Russian influencers, and I'm looking to my right and I'm seeing people like just doing copious amounts of drugs. Like, where are we?
I would say night 2. Were you guys sober? Like, what were you guys?
We were not sober night 1.
Oh
I mean,
my
night
God.
2. Night 2.
Oh my gosh.
Night 2, we were feeling it heavy.
You were
Yeah, we were
rolling in the
vibing.
dirt.
We were rolling around town.
Oh my God. I literally wish I would have been like a little fly.
Oh my God. It
Flying
was so
around the
fun.
desert with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, being
Yeah.
on the wall.
It was a blast. We're getting kooky. Yusha was like trying to climb the stage. There was like these cables holding up the cloud, and Yusha jumps onto the cable.
No. Like, this was crazy. It's like a big, huge group of people.
Yeah.
Huge group of people. And there's like 4 pillars, right, holding up this cloud, right, in each section. And then there's like a cable wire
Connecting each
connecting
pillar.
it. Now, mind you, he's feeling it. He's fucking feeling the beats. He takes a run for it and grabs onto the cable wire, thinking that he could hop on it and sit on it, because there's some people sitting, but on the corners, because that's like cement and it's like leveled
Where the
in.
stilts
Yeah.
are. He's trying to like sit on the wire, and it's like a wire, like a half an inch in diameter.
Tiny.
He tries to like.
Basically tries to like do a pull up and like sit on it, and I
Uh-huh.
swear to God, he was probably like 4 inches away from kicking someone heavily in the head. And we were like, what the fuck? Danny and I just grabbed it. I was like, ooh, like I was cringing. I was like,
don't watch.
Yeah. I was like, someone's gonna get fucking killed. Like someone, and he's a big guy again, 6 foot something big. You know what I mean? And like built.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's gonna
I've met him.
land on
Yeah.
somebody. Imagine that body coming down on top of you.
Yeah. He's tall. He's a tall motherfucker.
Yeah.
God, what's that that meme? I feel like you're only here for the zip line. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I would have been like. He's only here for the cable.
Literally.
So what ended up happening? Did he make it up there?
No. So
Oh.
he tried to do a muscle up onto the cable. He got kind of close and then like fell back down, but he
Gonna
didn't like.
rope across it.
He didn't. Yeah, I was
basically.
like, "What are you trying
What are
to
you
do?"
doing, brother?
And then he didn't like fall. Thankfully, he was still holding on, and he just like let himself down.
But everyone was like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
Diplo was like looking at him like, "Bro, come on."
Yeah.
Oh my
like it was
God.
like really intimate setting.
Close.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like amazing. And then we end up like hopping on our bikes, or we can't find our bikes at this point, and it's a sea of bikes. But what they did tell us, I got another tip, was like take a fitted sheet and wrap them around your bikes and make them like a vibrant color, because think about it, it's pitch dark in the middle of the desert.
Oh, no.
And all of the other bikes have lights on them, and you're in an altered state of consciousness.
Damn.
It is it's like Where's Waldo on steroids,
Wow.
trying to find your bike.
I would have
Yeah.
gotten those like neon strip lights.
Yeah.
To, like at least. Like,
But everyone
something.
has lights.
Yeah,
Of
it's really
course.
difficult. A totem is the best way to go for sure, but we didn't have one of those. So
What is a totem?
a totem is like a big pole with like
Yeah.
a flag on the top or lights on top
Oh,
of it.
gotcha. Yeah, like they do it like concerts, like
Yeah.
it's festivals.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
best way to go for your RV, for your bike. We didn't know that, so we put a sheet over
Ugh.
it. The lady that Elijah bought his bike off of was like giving us all these hacks.
We come back and we're like, where the fuck are the bikes? And I'm like thinking, like, oh my God, someone stole
Someone-
them.
they're
Like,
gone.
we're looking for like 15
My
minutes.
first impression, I was like, they're gone.
Yeah, that's my thought.
But we locked them together. So then, we keep on looking, and then there's this art cart. The art carts will just drive around and go to
Which an art
different
car
stages.
is like a big, think about like almost like an 18-wheeler, but like dressed up with all these crazy like decorations. One looks like a jellyfish. One looks like,
Like a parade.
yeah, literally like a parade.
Okay.
But like kookier.
Okay.
Like,
And they're just moving around.
they're just skirting around town. They'll roll up to Diplo and just park it.
And are they like giving things out? What are they doing?
No, they're just kind of hanging out.
I mean, sometimes playing music. Sometimes the DJs will play on the art carts while they're
The
moving.
really big
Wow.
ones.
Yeah.
There's like the ones from Mexico who are part of the cartel, and they have a huge art cart. Huge art cart.
The cartel was there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people from
The cartel's
Mexico.
allowed?
I mean, who's going to not let them in the desert?
The U.S. government.
I don't know if they're in the cartel per se. I don't think either of us do.
That's
But
crazy.
I'm sure that, there was definitely some gang affiliated people there, but you know, a lot of them
I
were just
saw
from
some
Mexico
neck
City
tattoos.
and they had a Mayan warrior
What's
art
up,
cart.
fool?
It doesn't mean they're in the cartel.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And I'm like, I come bringing bandanas.
so this like this little baby art cart, it's probably like, you know, just a normal 4-wheeler pulls up, and they pulled up right next to our bikes.
Literally like
Yeah.
right next to
So
us.
like
thank
our
God.
bikes were right next to them, and we found them thankfully.
So
and
scary.
then after that, we're really vibing off the Diplo set, and we're like, let's go check
Vibing.
some other shit out. And then we stop and try to find some water first and foremost, because we don't have any water.
How do you not have any water? You had
because
30 gallons.
we ran out of it.
Yeah.
You ran out of 30 gallons of
No,
water.
no.
No.
Like, to
That's
bring it
back
out.
at the RV.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
mind you,
Oh my
we're
God.
like miles away from the
It's
RV.
miles?
No, it might be a mile. You know, we're on the other side.
Felt
We're at
like
430 K, and we're at 930 A.
Okay, so I'm trying to put like perspective.
No, I felt like it was longer than. I felt like it was at least like a mile and a half, 2 miles.
I feel like the whole thing is probably a mile or two wide.
It's big. It's for sure. I don't.
It
I'm
takes
not-
like 20 minutes on the bike to get from one end to the other.
electric, 15 miles per hour. So it's like it's big. That shit's big.
Okay.
Now, mind you, again, we're like not in our waking state of consciousness. We're not
Right.
going to be like, let's hop back on. Mind you, also like. I don't have astigmatism. There, I got it because there's so many bikes with lights on them,
yeah.
lights everywhere, and you're kind of like,
Astigmatism, what is that?
whoa.
Where the lights are blurry at night. I have astigmatism. When you see at night, all the lights give like off of like a
Like a glow almost.
glow.
Like it like blurs.
Like you're on psychedelics or something.
kind of, yeah.
kind
But
of.
it's kind of like,
Like tracers.
like you know the sun, when you look at the sun and the rays that
never
come
heard that.
off of the sun.
Astigmatism.
yeah, it's like a eye
It's literally they look like little rays
Yeah,
that come
little
off their
tracers.
problem
lights.
with your eyes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
But yeah,
so you got
you-
astigmatism.
But it's like the lights are so bright, so it's not like, oh, let me just bike home. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
distracting and-
You're like, I'm out. You know, so we're like pulling up, and I'm like, where could we find a spot? So we see this like big sign, so we pull up next to the big sign, and then there's this call booth, and the call booth says,
I saw this in your guys'.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
it
tell
says,
me.
Talk to God. And I'm like, dude, I wonder if there's anyone actually on that phone. And then I'm
There
like,
was?
I'm like, you should take a video of me walking up to talk to God. And then I go and answer the phone. And I'm like, hey, God, what's up? I'm at Burning Man. How are you? And there was actually someone there. And I'm like, yo, I was tripping balls. I was like, dude, the fact that they don't pay someone to be on the other end, but there's just like a therapist
Like
or
a
something.
hotline.
Yeah.
Someone just is like, oh, there's a
Yeah.
call
And
from
he was
Burning
actually
Man.
really
There's
chill.
God.
And he's like,
he was really cool.
Yeah.
We all asked him like crazy questions, and he was just like sitting there chatting. I was like, is my future bright? And he's like, of course, you're a Burning Man. And I was like, damn, God, I see you. But like, imagine like people coming up being like, I just lost my mother. Like, how could you fucking take her? You know? And he's
Oh,
just on the
God.
other line like, okay.
She belongs with me now.
Right. Like he's kind of running a call center, and someone literally being like, I don't believe in you. I believe in whatever other God,
Yeah.
you know? Or like, you're not real.
It's okay, brother.
Right, exactly. Like, think about all the crazy things that this guy must get from like all these random people on all these like crazy drugs.
I hope they haven't recorded.
Yeah,
I hope they like. These are the calls from Burning Man. Like, just, oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy, and how they even configured that, like for him to get a call when they take off the phone, he's probably
Optimizations.
somewhere. Yeah, it's like their
a
CRM
big
setup
CRM.
is.
That's a big CRM. That's your thing. I'm sure you were thinking about that all night, weren't
yeah.
you?
Yeah, I
He
was
got a
just-
semi
I
just
was-
thinking about it. He's like, how is this configured?
No, it was cool. I was really like impressed
Impressed.
by that. Yeah,
Yeah, I would be too.
yeah. There's certain shit like that like everywhere. They're just constantly trying to blow your mind.
Yeah, they
So,
really did blow your mind. And then we ended up going to another DJ, and we literally stayed up like all night long.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you. I saw like when I would see your post, I'm like 6 hours ago. I was snuggled up in bed asleep. I was like,
no, we literally like that second day we went from like probably like 9 or 10 like all the way till 6. So then we get back to the RV, and like,
a real 5 to 9 right there.
yeah, literally.
Usually ended up climbing a stage successfully. So
Yeah, he did climb one stage successfully.
Thank God.
He's
Yeah.
a climber.
yes,
Does he like actually climb?
No, but
He looks
could
like a rock climber.
climb. I think in a festival setting, he's a climber.
Okay.
for sure.
So then we go back home. It was like a really great night, probably one of the best nights ever. You know,
Mhm.
I feel like all of us had really deep chats. I was feeling like so grateful. Heart was super open. I was like, I can't believe that we're here. And then we go back to the RV, and I pass out for like
24 hours.
22 hours.
We don't
for
even
you.
go out the next night. So we get to the RV
You
at
need the
6 in the
rest.
morning, and then usually
We're
when I
also
wake
in-
up early. We try to go on a plane because there's this like thing where you can go to the airport there, which is just like a piece of dirt on the outside, and they'll take you up in a plane at like
And
7
fly
in the
you
morning.
around.
So Yajir and I go there, and the line is like 2 hours long.
Oh jeez.
We waited for like half an hour.
She
and
got
then-
fast passes.
Yeah.
At that point, the canned chicken noodle soup would have been in the Titas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then we dip, and Yajur goes and meets up actually with one of his buddies. Elijah's asleep in the RV the whole day.
I'm gassed.
I went on a little solo adventure.
We woke up, right, at like 7, and it's a 106 all day long.
Oh,
we're
God.
seeing, the gay guys at Charlie XCX, the piano bar. Like, we're rolling around town, and it's 106 degrees.
Ugh.
Now, I perform best at 66.
Amen to that, brother.
All day long out in the sun. Like, I am fair. I am a pasty
I'm about
brother.
to say, you do have some color right now.
But I don't go. I don't go outside.
Yeah.
So for 106 for multiple hours is like.
Now,
whoa.
when you were sleeping during the day, did you have the AC on?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
And I got a battery powered fan.
Fuck yeah.
So I charged that sucker. I had a backup one. I handed it to Danny, and the fan was on me all night long.
Good.
And I was out like a light for 20 hours.
Yeah, I would have been like, bring the generator.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a generator.
Get the gas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was day 2/3.
Yeah, and then Elijah wakes up at like 8 p.m. that afternoon. Yajur came back and slept. And then me and Elijah go back out to the playa.
Did you get on the plane?
No, we didn't get on the plane. The line
We're
was too
starving
long.
at this point, though. Like,
Yeah.
we're literally like, we have like no food. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're living off bags of popcorn.
So then we go and we find a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Did you guys share it?
No, they gave us half each. It was
half
nice.
each, yeah. He got honey on his. They wanted like sour or sweet, and I just got a normal grilled cheese.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty good with honey on it.
yeah, we went to Diplo again because we were like, Diplo set was
He was
literally
playing with
one of the best.
He keeps
Carlita,
playing?
another
yeah,
DJ.
he just keeps going.
And it's
Wow.
difficult to find the artist there because the whole thing is like no set times. It's like this.
Yeah,
It's like this principle of like the wanderlust, just like go into the void and the playa will provide sort of thing. And so there's no like meet here at this time. And like if there is, you have to go onto Instagram and find their page, or like there's
Gotta
an
connect to
app
the
that
Starlink.
kind of works.
Yeah.
It's kind of accurate, but there's no set times. So we're
It's
kind of
kinda
just
crazy.
trying to find, where the party's at.
So we find Diplo again, but at this point, like, it's like I'm still kind of vibing from like the last night. I'm still kind of tired, and like the Diplo set is just like not hitting. So we literally just like hop on our bikes, like go see some art. grab
Now,
a
is somebody
grilled
like
cheese.
directing traffic?
No.
Oh, God.
A few people like literally like hit shit in the middle of the playa.
Yeah,
and
they
you
said
almost,
the
like,
speed
run
limit's
over.
like 5 miles per hour, and so there are
We were going
people that are
15.
very adamant about like they'll scream at you, like slow down, because
Yeah,
you see
you're like,
people
what are you gonna
skirting
give me a
around.
citation? You're
They should have
The
somebody.
thing is, if you hit someone and you like don't stop, you get kicked out of the festival.
Oh, my gosh. I wonder how often that happens.
Yeah. Me too.
Especially if like people are fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't even know that you ran.
That's
someone
why I
over.
asked, is somebody directing traffic?
No,
But
no
there's
direction of traffic.
Wow.
There's
And-
no roads except for in the suburbs, like the playa.
in the middle. In the middle, it's just a big old circle, so you could easily hit somebody there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we go see Diplo. We get our grilled cheeses. Honestly, I'm still tired, so we go back and we sleep. But then we wake up like sunrise, and we go see
Like 5:30 a.m.
Rufus for the sunrise set.
Yeah, or so we thought it was Rufus.
I think it was actually. I ended up seeing. I think that guy was wrong because I ended up seeing that same.
That's the thing, is that we don't really know because there's no set times, but there's a shit ton of people at this dope stage at sunrise.
So we're there at like literally 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we watched the sunrise to a set. I had never seen a sunrise set like that before, so that was cool.
In the middle of the desert.
In the middle of the
Watching
desert.
the sunrise
That's
yeah,
amazing.
to like music in the background.
yeah,
And then
What day is this, though?
this is like soon to be the last day.
yeah. It's the
like
third day.
So, like, is
day.
it Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Friday.
This is the fourth day.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday. No, Friday.
this is Friday.
This is
You
Friday.
guys left on Thursday, right?
Tuesday night. So first day was like crazy. We slept majority for like the next day, and then we're like on day 3.
What? I thought you guys had left on Thursday and were there all weekend.
No, we came back on like Saturday because our friend had to fly out.
Oh, wow.
This is
Oh.
still the story that's crazy. So, yeah, on Friday we go see the sunrise set,
It was great.
and we take some goodies. We go to Carl Cox, which is like this disco vibe, and it's like 9 in the morning,
So
and there's
good.
so many people just dancing
So
to
packed
like
though. It was too
retro
packed.
goodies.
Yeah.
Retro like groovy music. And
So good.
Yeah, it was really fun.
And then we end up leaving that. We go to a meditation, and the meditation was super powerful. This was probably the most transformative experience that I had.
Really?
First or second, where we went in for a meditation. I haven't meditated in like a year, and I used to be like a heavy meditator. And the first meditation, I felt like a flow of energy, like a really strong flow of energy. And then we had a group and we were chatting about it, and it was like we were reflecting on it. And then the second part of the meditation, now mind you, we were like on some mind altering substances, so we were feeling ourselves. I got like fire, like a torch was lit inside of me. like from red
It's on.
to orange to yellow. It was like Johnny Flame on.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but there was like something that was awoken in me that really just like picked up. And I think that it was like a new creative flame that lit up.
Yeah.
I came back and like I started incorporating a lot of the things that I used to do, just like being really healthy on the gym, on, you know, these all these other components, and then also editing, which I haven't really been heavy on the editing, just like creative.
That really lights you up.
And it really like that fire was relit at that meditation. So that was like such a huge.
Yeah, it was really cool.
great.
It was like an energy workshop from this French guy. And he was really profound with what he was teaching us, essentially like how to be present and make sure you don't get triggered by your patterns.
Yeah.
So we're like on mind altering substances at like 10 in the morning, listening to this French guy teach us about meditation and energy work. And it was a vibe.
It was sick.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's incredible.
And then from there, we went to another like mind blowing event.
Yeah, it was like a conversation with the guy. His name was Grant.
Robert
Grant.
Robert Graham.
He was like on Graham or Grant.
I think it's Graham.
Anyways.
Robert Edward Graham. He's like a metaphysical mathematician.
Yeah, it was just like
Showing up for math class.
Yeah,
up for math class,
he had a
like you said.
whiteboard and everything.
Yeah,
oh
he was-
my God,
he was
that's
doing-
hysterical.
Yeah,
right in the middle of the desert, drawing triangles, hexagons.
he said
all
some
of them.
very profound stuff.
He said
like
some really crazy
he's
shit.
like, think with your heart and feel with your mind. Like that's when you're truly aligned.
Yeah, that's when wisdom flows.
Think with your heart, feel with your mind.
Yeah,
He also said,
Tough one.
yeah. Right?
coincidences are just messages from God that haven't been understood yet.
I believe that.
And I was like, that part.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah. And then he went into the math too, and he's like teaching us that all the shapes, like a triangle is 180 degrees, all the angles, and then a square is 360, a hexagon is 540, etc. All of them add up to 9. And then he's like identifying these patterns, right, within like music too, and it's like,
It was
wow.
wild.
It was crazy.
There's a whole book on that, and like if you understand spirituality, you understand numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the connection
369,
was.
that's like a whole.
Exactly.
369 is like a big thing. 3 is the magic number.
365.
3 is the magic number.
Yeah.
There's a whole song written about it and everything.
Yeah, it was sick. It was
Yeah.
such a good shot. So that was just like, yeah, really fantastic. And then we literally ended up staying up all day, meeting some new people, which was really good. And then we had the silent disco at the end, and it was just like amazing. Our last night was so amazing. Like,
I'm
being
surprised. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, being able to ride around in bikes in costumes with friends, like it was
Yeah.
it was a crazy experience for me.
I'm surprised no other like big instances happened. Did something else happen?
Yeah, something else happened.
I was about
for
to say,
sure.
I'm waiting on the edge of my seat for this moment to come. Please tell me what happened.
Well, there was a couple things that happened, but I'm going to go through the easiest, the one that's easiest to describe. This one is regarding the RV. So, Yajur has a flight out. We're all flying out at 6 in the morning on Saturday.
Why would you choose
We've
flights that
literally
early?
been up since
Because
5:30.
he has to.
He has a
leave.
meeting back in Europe and on Sunday. So we're like, okay.
What a life.
So we're at a party at one of the camps until like 2 in the morning. We get to the RV, we pack everything up,
Jeez.
and then we're driving back. And it's really difficult to drive because there's no roads and you're in the middle of the desert. And we're like, how the hell do we even get out of here, right?
Oh, God.
So then we're driving around. We could get lost. One of the rangers comes to us. He's like, guys, go this
We're
way.
driving backwards,
Yeah.
like literally like on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like,
someone's gonna
guys,
pull
go
us
around
over.
this way. And so he leads us in the right direction. We finally make it to the road. I go to the back of the RV to lay down on the bed. And then and Elijah comes back. We're chatting. And then I feel the RV just swerve.
Who's driving?
Yajur is
Oh,
driving.
no.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
He's
And
on a mission to get back to Europe.
He's from India. He lives in Spain. But in India, the driving like mannerisms are totally different.
And he's driving on the other side. He's now driving on the left side.
No. Like it was just us getting out of the venue.
Yeah.
It was like really difficult to get out of the venue.
Right.
And we were literally like just going the wrong way. It's pitch dark. There's no lights
He's like one of the craziest drivers I've ever driven with. Like
ever.
not coming back from Burning Man at 2 in the morning on a Saturday, right? Like just normal. Like he'll like just run like stop signs and just like swerve. And so I'm in the back talking to Elijah. I just feel this huge swerve of the RV.
Oh, my God.
And then I'm like, yeah, one of us needs to go drive that thing. So then we go to the front and Yajur is driving and we look to the right side of the RV and there's no side mirror.
Gone.
The huge side mirror that allows you to switch lanes like, because you can't see anything with the RV, right? You can't see the entire, it's a huge vehicle, probably like 20, 25 feet long.
What did he hit?
We have no idea.
He hit a sign.
And he just kept driving too.
He didn't like stop over and get the light or anything.
Like,
so then
to get the mirror to like put it back on.
Just kept driving.
So then Elijah takes over the wheel. There's no way to turn lanes like without like just staying in the right lane the whole time, because you can't see if there's any cars right there.
And even if like you peek your head out, like you're being blocked by the actual RV.
Right.
So it's time like you could literally peek out and be like, "Yo, what? Check for me." You're blind.
Yeah, you're blind.
You're riding blind.
Blind spots.
Yeah. So then we stop. I start driving. We all drove for a solid 45 minutes.
We're all exhausted.
Hour.
Mind you, we were up since 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So now we're coming upon 24 hours of being awake.
That's why I'm shocked that you guys would have. If I were you, I would have waited and let him. Well, fuck the RV. You guys
That's
have
what I'm
to
saying.
get back.
Like he literally like was driving and then
there's no Uber. You can't just be like, bye, dude.
Right.
Damn.
And we put our card down for the deposit on the RV.
No.
We still don't have the deposit back.
No, it's been
a
shit show.
Multiple $1,000s.
It's been a shit show.
Is he gonna pitch in?
Yeah, I mean, it's figuring itself out now.
Okay,
you know,
thank
like
God.
it's all working itself out.
Oh God, I would have had a
But
meltdown.
like honestly, I think the biggest thing was like we come back and he's like about to fly out. We're all flying out, and he's like, "Where's my passport?"
Yeah, so we go to Reno.
Back with the mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be like, you should have pulled over, buddy.
We get to Reno. We drop the RV off to this Polish guy named Peter, who's like so jovial at 4 a.m. somehow. He has a 6-year-old son with him.
His son is with him.
To pick up the RV at 4 a.m. and drive it back to LA to meet us there. He's like so enthusiastic. We're like, yo, there's no right side mirror. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll figure it out. I'm like, I didn't even think he was going to take the RV back because there's no way to drive to LA. The only reason we got it back to Reno is because it was 3 a.m. There was no traffic.
And it was literally like a 1-lane highway for like probably like 90%.
There was maybe 2 or 3 times where I had to do like a blind, just pray to Jesus, I have to get off this exit, and just hope there's no cars there.
To the man.
Yeah.
Literally, we're going to burn down with the man.
Yeah. So we ended up making it back. Peter takes the car back, the RV back. We're like, okay, well, that's good. We pull up to the airport, call an Uber from the parking lot, maybe 5-10 minutes away. Pull up to the airport. As we're pulling up to the terminal, it's just like, yo, I don't have my passport.
I would have had a fucking meltdown. I would have been like, ooh.
Yeah, and I'm cool as a cucumber, or trying to be at least.
Yeah.
He's trying to be.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, it's the body language. It's the mannerisms.
Also, Danny was really pissed, but Danny literally won't say shit. He'll say something to me, nothing in front of Yajur, but he'll just literally be like, oh my God, can you believe this? And I'm like, no, say something. Say it.
I mean, he's not there,
Yeah.
Because so what happened is he called an Uber back to the RV, right? And then me and Elijah go in to check his bag.
And he's like, I think that the passport might be in the bag.
So we're late to, like, the flight leaves in like 45 minutes.
We're rummaging through his bag in the middle of like the ticket
first
counter.
We check the bag. So then the lady takes the bag onto the thing.
Well,
and then we're like, yo, stop the bag, stop the bag.
We didn't know because he called us.
He's like, I left it back in the RV.
He's like, check in the bag, and then I'm going to go back to the RV. And we're like, okay, cool. So we check in the bag, and then we're waiting. And he's like, oh my God, it might be in my bag. Grab the bag. Now, mind you, the bag is literally on the conveyor belt. Yeah. And I'm like, stop the bag! And this woman's like, bro, you have a flight in 40 minutes. I was like, well, we don't have a passport, so we're not going to be able to make it, you know? So then we grab the bag. We're rummaging through his bag. No passport to be found whatsoever. So then I'm like, bro, there's no passport here. He's like, ask if they could do an Indian ID, like, because he's from India originally. It's native origin. So they're like, yeah, we just literally need a picture of an ID. So we're like, okay, cool.
Driver's license. Yeah.
So we pop the bag back in, come to find out the, passport is not the RV. So then he ends up coming back, and then we're loading up to Reno to go from Reno to LA. Now, mind you, we haven't slept for 24 hours. But we get back on the flight. Everyone is safe. Everyone has all of their limbs. Mentally a little bit screwy, but like physically we're okay. Yeah. Which is I was like, we're fine.
But did he make it to Europe?
So then he had a flight that evening going out to Germany.
And so we're thinking also like Peter's driving the RV back. So we're thinking it might be in the
Polish
RV.
Peter.
Yeah, maybe
Polish Peter.
Maybe Azure like didn't check good enough under the bed or something. It might be in the RV.
And the RV was like a mess.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It was like a mess.
Yeah.
So it could have been like lodged somewhere. So Peter comes back, and he's supposed to get here at like 3 or 4. Now, mind you, Peter literally drove up to Reno and then driving back. So Peter's been driving straight 26 hours probably with his 6-year-old son in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
With no right side mirror.
And he is just in such a good mood when he arrives. Like, this guy was so nice.
Yeah.
And
we come back, the RV gets dropped back off in LA, or just like we kind of are like unloading our stuff, and no passport to be found whatsoever. So then we're tracing the steps back, and he's like,
wait, you missed a really important part. So Peter, he drove the RV back with no side mirror initially, but the reason why he was late is because he went to like Walmart or something, got like a bathroom mirror, got a screw, wrapped it around the RV, like just the stick that was sticking out where the huge mirror was supposed to be. And he's like, that's Polish engineering. And we said, hell yeah, Peter.
And it wasn't Peter's RV, right?
No.
He was his boss's, you know. Yeah, so then we end up not finding Yajur's ID in there.
Yeah. So
Yajur misses his flight. He's staying at my place.
Oh no.
We got some good workouts in, did some yoga, tried to
So he's still here.
recover. No, he ended up leaving.
Yeah, so come to find out, when he dropped off his hat at TSA, he also left his passport at TSA.
On the way there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
So
the thing is,
TSA.
TSA wasn't, the Lost and Found wasn't open until Tuesday because it was Labor Day weekend. So he literally had to wait until Tuesday to fly out.
Did they give him a call, or
missed
like
all
what
of
did
his
he do?
meetings? No, he just had to wait and see if it was at the Lost and Found when they opened on Tuesday morning.
And it was.
It was, thankfully.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, because otherwise he would have to fly to San Francisco to the embassy.
Get a new passport.
Yeah.
So he ends up leaving. We're now in our Burning Man fits, and it was one of the craziest times of my young adult life.
Yeah. I think it really taught me to like deal with the unforeseen circumstances in a graceful way. Because it's like focusing on all those unforeseen things that arose, whether it was the bike or the RV or whatever it is, the food, etc. It's like that was only going to perpetuate that problem. And so it's like the whole theme of Burning Man, just letting go. You know, it's like burning that shit and just like moving forward, being present.
Or adapting.
Being grateful, adapting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it definitely taught me that for sure. But yeah, all in all, it was a really eye-opening experience. Saw the most art I had ever seen in a few days.
Some of the best sets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Or the craziest fits I've ever seen.
I'm so happy you guys had a good time.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was really a blast. Like 12 out of 10, I would go again.
Definitely.
And I would have never thought that I would have said that going
Really?
into it. No.
You guys gonna go next year?
Maybe, if it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the stars align, you know.
Maybe not next year, maybe the year after.
Okay.
But it was really cool. I would like to go with like it was like really nice because I feel like we paved the way going for the first time. But I would really like to go with like a big group of people, and then like all have little side quests, and then like all come back together. Like I think that would be like really solid.
I agree.
Yeah.
But overall, it was really great. Like super grateful to be able to do it with Danny and like run a business, and then like also go to the middle of the desert and like have fun. It's like crazy to be able to have that type of relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So like so blessed there. And yeah, like glad that I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and like ended up sending it, you know?
I'm happy you guys went.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a really cool way for us to kind of connect in an industry as well, where like you see how these substances are like fire. They can be used as like a tool, and you can cook and you can clean, right? And then on the other end, you can also get burned by it too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and so you kind of see the full spectrum of these mind-altering substances and of these different lifestyles, and it was a very eye-opening experience. I really enjoyed it.
Now, my last question: did you guys get to watch the thing burn?
We did not get to watch the
Yeah,
burn
it
'cause
happened
was,
on
like, Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it was
still,
I saw the videos online. It was really
awesome.
cool. Next time for sure.
Yeah.
We'll do it. You got to come.
Yeah. I think yeah.
I mean, you
would
look
like
like you're Burning Man attire.
I'm
You're
sure.
ready
I'm
to go.
sure. But right now, like,
I
I
think
would have been. Whew.
At some point, we'd probably do like a corporate retreat there,
For
corporate
sure.
camp.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Corporate camp.
Carrie was about to come out.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
work out, but
I thought she was gonna go, but
No, shit, it didn't end up working out.
yeah.
But it's all meant to be. But I highly recommend Burning Man. If you're on the fence about it, like let this be your message. Send it. We had such an amazing time, and we definitely broke some cycles there for sure.
definitely.
Started some new ones as well.
Yeah.
Healthy ones though.
Really good ones.
Yeah.